Resolution to appoint the chairman of the Columbia County Smart Community Task
Move
Force.
it. Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 11, authorizing the Columbia County Board of Supervisors as secret lead agency to make a determination that the addition of,
Second.
we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 12, authorization to approve the addition of the 2023 New York State Ag and Markets Law, Article 25.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 13, authorization to fill the deputy director position within the real
Move it.
property tax service. We have a motion and a second. All,
Who's
wait a
second?
second.
I second it.
Okay, I didn't.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Public Works. And we're not at the end, because usually Public Works.
Yeah. It's the way that meetings
I was
went.
reading that. I said, this is,
Yeah.
it's not easy.
Did you do local warm-ups before this?
Public Works, authorization to,
Second.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 15, authorization for the chairman of the Board of Supervisors to enter into a one-year agreement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
And we, wait a minute, though, we were gonna add the,
Columbia Tree is in
Yeah,
there.
we did. It's on his.
Yeah,
okay,
Yeah, it says here, officer located a Splendor
It'll
and then
be on the
Columbia Tree.
resolution.
okay,
Yeah,
all
it's
right,
got both of them. I looked at that.
all right, thank you.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
I didn't see.
Yeah.
Number 16, authorization, chairman of the Board of Supervisors to execute an agreement,
Olivia.
Okay, yeah.
extended Board of Supervisors to execute
I'll
an
move
agreement.
it.
Okay.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Yeah, it's in there. Resolution number 17, authorization to have a motion and a second, all in
Oh,
favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, who
Opposed?
seconded?
Carried.
Matt seconded.
Thank you. Matt, you gotta speak up.
Resolution number-
He's tough today, isn't he?
Okay, resolution number 18, authorization.
Jeez, made me jump. Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 19, authorization to purchase one grade all.
Move
Second,
Motion and a second, all in favor?
it. Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Can't get an electric one?
good, yeah,
Okay.
It'll get that with checks.
that'll spend all the money.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna use.
Yep.
Resolution number 20, authorization to purchase one 2024 Western Star dump truck with plow equipment off of the Onondaga County Purchase.
I'll move it. Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Rob spent the most so far.
How long is that gonna take before we get it?
Probably a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Resolution number 21, authorization to purchase three 2024.
I'll move that.
Second,
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 22, authorization to declare.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 23, authorization solid waste to purchase one 2024 Western Star.
Move it.
second,
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
that one I understand we can get, though, I think.
You hear that? Resolution, how about the pickup trucks?
I forget, you know that, Jim?
Oh, okay, I'm just wondering. Resolution number 24, authorization to enter into agreements with commercial establishments to provide waste disposal services.
Move it.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 25, authorization to enter into a service agreement with Metla Toledo to maintain the scale
Move
located.
it.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 26, authorization to purchase 9 open-top roll-off containers, 3 50 cubic
Move it.
yard containers.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That's
Opposed?
9 of them,
Carried.
Jim, for 60,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Yep. Number 27, authorization for the chairman of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors and the Commissioner of Public Works to negotiate and execute all required
Move it.
documents.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 28, authorization for the chairman of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors to execute a New York State DOT Aviation Capital
Move it.
Project.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 29, authorization to execute a New York State DOT Aviation Capital Project Agreement.
Move it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 30, authorization for the chairman of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors to execute and submit all required grant application materials to the FAA.
Move
And
it.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 31, authorization for the chairman of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors to execute and submit.
Move it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 32, authorization for the chairman of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors to execute and submit all required grant application
Move it.
materials.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 33, authorization for the chairman of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors to.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 34, authorization for the Columbia County Board of Supervisors to execute and submit all required grant pre-application materials to the FAA.
Move it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Ray was busy.
Carried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when we take December off. so-
Yeah.
How we pay for all this.
A lot going on. Yeah. Resolution number 35, authorization for the chairman of the Columbia County Board of
Move it.
Supervisors.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 36, authorization for the chairman to execute all necessary documents and agreements for the implementation.
Move it. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 37, authorization for the chairman of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors to execute a
Move it.
consultant agreement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 38, authorization for the city of Hudson to use the 560 Warren Street parking lot for farmers market during the months of April 2024 to November 2024.
I'll move it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Economic Development, Resolution number 39. Columbia Green
Move
Workforce
it.
Development.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 40, request for approval of the new Workforce
Move it.
Development Board.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 41, authorization to renew a contract with Columbia Economic Development.
I'll move it.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 42, authorization for OFA to establish a pool of up to 3 potential per diem site managers.
Move it. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 43, authorization to contract with Anna.
Move it.
Papadakis.
Papadakis.
Come on.
It's a tough one.
Don't help him, let him say.
I knew you were going to say that.
Move it.
We have a motion and a second.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 44,
Move it. Second.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 45, authorization of Field 1.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 46, authorization to move funds to cover mandated preschool
Move
transportation
it.
costs.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 47, authorization to move funds for early intervention contractual services in the amount of $10,000.
Move it.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 48, authorization to contract with speech language pathologists for early
Move it.
intervention.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Is that Papadakis? No.
Yeah.
She was the position that fell.
Yeah.
Well, it's saying that all our kids would fail. They had to pronounce her name.
Yeah, right. Resolution number 49, authorization to fill 1 part-time transportation aid position
Move
at a rate of,
Second.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 50, authorization of entering an agreement with Marvella L. Goose. Lucy?
Move it.
MS. For the
Second.
motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 51, authorization to enter into an agreement with the Columbia County Sanctuary Movement for the provision of food items for the community refrigerators
Move it.
throughout Columbia County.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 52, authorization to enter into contracts with the following 17 youth program service, Columbia County.
Move it.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 53, authorization for Department of Human,
Second.
motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Resolution number 54, authorization for Department of Human Services to roll
Move it.
over.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 55, authorization for Columbia County Department of Human Services to renew contract with,
Move it.
Second.
motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Public Safety, resolution number 56, authorization.
Move it. Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 57, authorization for the Sheriff's Office to
Move
enter.
it. Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 58, this is not the scan tool for,
No.
I read that.
Right.
Authorization for the Sheriff's Office to purchase a Trimble Forensic X7 scanning
Move it.
system.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Jim, back to that Nexus Lexus, how much was that? I was just curious.
I think it was 60, how much was it? If I remember right.
Doesn't say.
59 or 57?
58, 59,000?
Jim, just a question, Greg.
Yeah.
Doesn't the county attorney already have that, or they can't all utilize the same?
Yeah,
Nexus?
that's,
It's all separate?
Yeah.
Okay, because I would think the county attorney has it,
I
and
think we tried.
some of the other offices have it too, so we're paying individually for every department. for that? Okay.
I was wondering what scanner that was, that's why I looked the price up, you know? Okay, resolution number 59, authorization for the Sheriff's Office to amend the 2024 budget for a grant extension.
Move
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
it.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 60, authorization to fill one vacant Assistant District Attorney position, full-time salary.
Move it.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 61, authorization to fill one vacant
Move
paralegal.
it. Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 62, authorization to fill one vacant DA's confidential.
Move it.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 63, authorization to fill one vacant assistant.
Move it. Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 64, authorization to fill one vacant assistant
Move
district.
it.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Well, this, we don't think we're doing this every year.
No.
Every month, more to
Or,
come.
yeah.
More to come.
More to come.
More yet.
Authorization,
Oh, wait,
resolution
half of them
number,
will leave in 6 months,
resolution number 65, authorization to fill one
Move it.
vacant.
second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 66, authorization to fill one vacant assistant.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 67, authorization to fill one vacant assistant district attorney position, full-time salary at 113,000.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 68, authorization to accept the 22-23 ignition interlock.
Move it.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 69,
Move it.
authorization.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 70, authorization to modify the yearly salary of Stephen A. McNeary to reflect.
Move it.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 71, authorization to fill the
Move
position.
it.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 72, authorization to fill the
Move it.
position.
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 73, request permission to reclassify the current part-time assistant public defender to full-time.
Move it. Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 74, authorization to fill a vacant assistant public defender position at an annual salary range of
Move it.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 75, authorization for the Director of 911 to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the New York State Bridge Authority.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 6, authorization to revise the fund balance policy, Resolution 114-2018 for Columbia County for auditor recommendations.
I can explain that. Basically, the only thing we're revising is the auditors recommended that we take the amount of cash on hand out of it. We'll still maintain 2 months worth of fund balance. But basically, fund balance is made up of the receivable and the cash. So if the receivables up, the cash may be low, and vice versa. They recommended we just take the cash identification out of it. But it's still 2 months worth of fund balance.
Yeah.
Right.
Move it. Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thanks, BJ.
Number 77, authorization to amend the contract with Milliman Inc. to perform GASB 75.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 78, appoint members to the Columbia County Corporate Compliance Committee.
Move it.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 79, our solution urging action by New York State legislators to advocate on behalf of Columbia Green Community College to increase funding.
Move it. Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, Melissa, we have some time.
Yeah, I would like to preface this by saying that while I want to talk to you guys about it today, it's still in its preliminary stages of being discussed. I did have a conversation with the county attorney's office pertaining to instituting a local preference policy or amending our best value criteria to attribute itself to this. However, I'm still regularly conferring with the New York State Comptroller's office as to how this should best be navigated. However, my intention and what I'm looking to do with this is to allot a portion of our bid to consider our local vendors who are participating on it. So what I'm regularly seeing is that our local vendors are becoming like the second place in some of our bids, even though they can more appropriately deliver to us or meet some of these needs through our contract periods. But because they're not the lowest responsible vendor, we're having to bypass awarding contracts to them. So we're looking at ways to write into our bids or into this policy that in one way, if they are within a certain threshold of that awarded or first place vendor, we give them the opportunity to lower their bid to that lower amount. So then we're hitting 2 points. We're both saying we don't want to lose money or spend more money in this venture. However, we also want to provide more opportunity for our local vendors. It's a good thing and a negative thing to a certain extent. I mean, you're going to have vendors from other locations who are not happy with that, which is why your guys' input is going to be helpful in this situation. But it's also keeping money in the county and some of our local businesses and things like that. This is not something that I would suggest to be used across any bid that we're doing. So particularly in association with DPW bids that are going to have like prevailing wage and things like that associated with it. There are too many state departments associated with that. So I don't think we would want to be wishy-washy on that. But it would be really good for our goods. So some of the bids that come to mind right away are our fuel bids. So we have local vendors right here in Columbia County who are regularly very competitive when they bid, but they're always just slightly, probably within 5% of that awarded vendor. So being able to keep that bid here would be beneficial to us in multiple ways, both in money, but also in their ability to service us in an emergency situation. It's similar with a lot of our food bids. You know, our OFA kitchen is out in Philmont. So when we're awarding things to locations in New Jersey or in even Albany or things like that, their ability to kind of make those deliveries in a succinct time frame or upon more emergency situations is difficult. So we can write a policy or find a criteria in which, you know, our best value argument includes something local, I think that would kind of service us on both ends. But it's not something that we've done before. It's not something that we've ever awarded on before. So, like I said, you're gonna have some people who don't like it. I think your guys' input on that is valuable.
You made a statement of that they would have an opportunity to.
They would have the opportunity to lower to that lowest bid. So we wouldn't lose at that point, yeah.
But that's probably the big sticking point.
Right there, yeah.
They have to be willing to do that, in my opinion. So
No, but I'm
seen
saying
it-
legally, I'm not, I mean, Rob would know better, but
Yeah.
can you do that?
Yeah, I mean, that's on our research that was a few years ago. You can't just say purely it has to be local.
Right.
So it has to be criteria, as she said. Under best value gives you more latitude there. But you have to say things like being able to respond within 20 minutes. So if they're an
Delivery, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to have a reason that they would need to respond in
Right.
20 minutes, not just fabricate.
A
We can
lot of our
make
bids
that
will
work.
have that language associated with it. So it, for example, our fuel bids have a 2-hour emergency delivery. It's associated with it, it's there, but we don't award based on the ability to actually meet it. It's just kind of like, okay, you signed it, so like, I bet you can do this. Whereas I think if we can implement a criteria or a policy, actually almost.
Couldn't we
So
use that though?
that would
The
be
fact
okay.
that, you know, 2 hours or whatever it is and.
Yes, except how do you truly distinguish that?
Having the policy
until
to
it
describe it, I guess.
Yeah.
is what-
Yeah.
Does that have to go to the state or something like
So
that?
that's, it's interesting. So it's a gray area in New York State financial laws. It's not prohibited. But you want to get your language just the right way, which is why I'm talking to the New York State Comptroller's Office and they're giving guidance on it. There are a lot of places, including Dutchess County, Rensselaer County, and multiple school districts or towns who do implement something like this, but it's just the way that they do it is always different. And the threshold in which they're willing to do it is different. Dutchess County and Rensselaer County both have the ability to kind of have a wider net of people who can service theirs. So theirs is usually associated with the quote threshold and not bids, the way that I'm suggesting it. For us, quoting isn't such a problem because by the time you include the delivery fees for many of these things, our local vendors are gonna win on a quote regardless. It's really just that procurement threshold of $20,000 or above that we're,
Are you getting many local fuel companies bidding?
I have a few, yeah, I do have.
Because I've spoken to some that don't bid because it's just, they say it's not worth their time.
Yeah,
They
so-
can't compete against the
Yeah.
bigger companies and because I've mentioned it to some of the local companies and they go, we're not interested.
Which
It's just
isn't-
not enough profit.
It's
think
an issue that
propane
we
is one of
actually,
them.
Propane, yeah, for sure. That's one of them, for sure.
which propane, to be, I don't see propane moving from Nolan.
Right.
It's
Had it for
bid is
years.
so competitive that I don't know that it's that way. But, yeah, there are county companies that bid, like I said, within that 5% threshold that I think would be better suited to fulfill some of those needs than, some of the other people are awarded. And I will say, we've awarded 2 vendors on fuel in the past too. While we're awarded to them, we are last man on the totem pole even then.
I don't mean to cut you short, but we do have to get going.
Yeah.
I'd like to follow up on this,
Yeah,
maybe next month's meeting. We
yeah,
can,
if you guys have any insight or something that you feel like would be happy, or if any of your towns implement something similar to
Okay.
you, please feel free to.
I mean,
I
we,
always thought that was part of the intent of the best value law that we
Yeah.
did years ago, but it's, I guess, having a policy that describes how you apply best value
Yeah,
would be
the
important. 'Cause
criteria.
I think we all use it in our towns that way. but-
you waiting to hear back from the controller's office?
Yeah, I'm still. waiting.
Maybe when you get that, you can get back to us on
Could you
that,
decide that?
and then we'll bring it up.
Yeah,
during next
absolutely.
week. Good job, though.
You know.
Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.